Okay, our shaft is cool. It's completely cooled down. I've let it cool here with the fan blowing on it for probably an hour and a half. And I've just been doing some other stuff. So I did notice right here at the very end, it looks like it's not going to clean up right there. But I think that's going to be okay. It's always a pain to have to go back and heat this thing back up and spray everything again after you've already done it one time. So I'm thinking from right here all the way down is going to clean up fine, and that'll be okay. He says that these are running, it's got bronze bushings that this runs in, so that little bit should be okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and start our turning. All right, and what I plan to do is just, since we got that undercut here in the middle, I'll use a left-hand tool and go that way, and then we'll use a right-hand tool to go from this way. That way, whenever I get to the end of the cut, I can stop once it starts blending together there. All right, so you can see her kind of ramp down there. We're just trying to establish a nice straight cut across there so we can get a measurement. And we've got 45 thousandths to come down, so we still got quite a bit of metal. Take another 20 thousandths cut here. That's okay. We're just peeling off the extra there that's sticking to the masking. Okay, just sneaking up on it there. We still have about 25 thousandths to go right here. Taking another 10 thousandths, and that'll probably leave us with 2 cuts left on this end. All right, that insert's doing a good job on that stuff. That's one of those Sandvik inserts. So this should be our finished cut there. Looks like we've got about 7 thousandths to finish. I'm gonna leave it a little bit over because I like to polish these things down. Yeah, that's saying 6 right there, and then all right, we got about 6.5 and 6 right there. So what I'll do is I'm just going to dial in 5, and hopefully that'll leave us about 1 to 1.5 thou that I can polish it and really bring out a nice finish in it. Man, I really hate that didn't clean up on that end, but anytime you're trying to spray up next to a shoulder right there, it never wants to build up the same as when you're out here on the shaft. I thought that I had it, and I thought that I even measured it right, but apparently I didn't. Okay, so that's giving me about 1.5 thousandths right there. 1.5 to clean up. But we may go in here, I may go in there with a little radius tool and just kind of undercut this to make it look a little bit nicer. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to swap this tool out for a right-handed, and we're going to do this side here. All right. We'll get it touched off. That looks like the highest point right about here. And just dial in 20. It's usually what I start with. You see where I was spraying heavy there on the right end, and then we get a little heavier on this end too. This side was a little heavy. Okay, still got, yeah, about 45 thousandths. We got some metal to come off. Okay, 24 thou. Looking good. I think we'll make maybe 2 more cuts. We'll get it on down. So this is a 15 thousandths cut, and then when I finish this one, I'll mic it, and we'll make a finish cut to, like the other side, try to leave it 1 to 2 over so we can polish it in. Looks like it built up good to that shoulder too. So what I'm going to do is, hopefully it'll be like 1 to 2 over and it won't touch this right here. And I'll just stop it as soon as it gets that in and back out. So let's see where we're at. Yeah, we've got 9 thousandths. 9 thousandths. All right, 8 it is. So this is extra material that I need to come in there and knock out, but as soon as I touch it with like a tool, it'll pull right off there. We got a little bit more right here we got to get to. All right, there we go. Just gonna go ahead and back off. Go ahead and give it a check. One thousandths. We hit it right where we wanted. 1 thousandths. Let's see if we can knock any more of that off there while we're here with this tool. Probably need to go in there with like a, there it goes. Tell you what, and check this out. There it is. And then that's all it takes. So we'll clean all that up here, and we'll blend it with some emery paper. And I think I need to go in there with another tool and kind of clean that up a little bit too, and get that spray weld out of that radius. That's a little bit too big to get in there, I think. Thought that tool was going to work. Maybe not. Alright, I think this one will work. Well, high-speed tool in the Armstrong holder. That's all it takes. Okay. Alright, I really hate that that didn't clean up right there. It's so close. But we're gonna let it run just like it is. So I'm just gonna polish that with some emery to kind of smooth it down and just leave it like that. We'll clean up that radius in there, that little undercut. So well, let's get started on that. I'll put some matting down here on the lathe. The cloth that I had, I forgot to mention that. It has like a fire cloth that I always cover the lathe up whenever I do the spray weld to keep the dust from getting on directly on the lathe. And then once I get through spraying it, I'll pull it off and then I'll wipe the ways down again whenever I'm done to try to make sure any dust that kind of knocked off on onto the lathes is gone. So alright, let's go ahead and do some polishing. I'm going to use some of this 220 emery cloth right here. I already expect to get a few comments about using this paper like I am and how dangerous it is, and I'm fully aware of the consequences. Been using this a long time, and I know the right way to hold it and the wrong way to hold it. I'll never get my thumb down there close to it to where it'll suck it in. And the way that I'm actually holding it, it would actually just let go like that. And one thing that you never want to do is come up here and grab it around it like that with your hand whenever it's rotating. That is a way to really hurt yourself. Looks like we're right on 125. 125. This one. Alright, we're still one over on this one right here. I need to bring it down a little bit more. So I need to do a little more polishing on this one. This one right here is good. We'll just do some final blending on that one. Okay, just about there. Looks like I'm there here. We got about a 1/2 thousandths right here that I need to get out. So I'm gonna keep hitting this until we get it 125. Thought we'd try something a little different here for a minute. So these are my digital mics that I had got, I don't know, maybe last year. I had bought these used from the pawn shop and they work good. I never use them though. So let's try them out on this job. I've got my 1-inch standard. This is a Metalizing standard. And I do like these friction thimbles. It's kind of like my Brown and Sharps that I have. Alright, so I'm showing 1/10 right there. 1 inch and 1/10. We'll hit origin. Alright, we're repeating to 1 inch. That display is a little bit difficult to read, but you can still read it. Alright, so let me see what I got on the shaft here now. Well, I did something wrong because maybe I hit the wrong button. Okay, there we go. Now we're reading. I was going to say, I know I didn't turn it to 1 inch. Okay, 125.3. 125.6. And 125.2. So we got a little bit of adjusting to do if we want to make it perfect. Still need to bring it down just a little bit. 125.3. 125.3. And 125.4. So we're not far off. See if I can get the shaft right here next to it. About 124.5. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit a little bit more, and then we'll come back and finish cleaning it out. All right, I think I've got it damn near as close as I can get it to being straight. I'm trying to make a nice little precision fit here. So I got like 1.5 tenths over there. We got 2 tenths there. And we're dead on it there. And I think this end right here is 2 tenths. I'm gonna leave it just where it's at, but we're gonna hit it with some gray Scotch-Brite once we finish our polishing there. So now that I got this part of it polished, I'll go ahead and hit this slightly, get the masking off of it. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably set it up between centers just so I can get the very end of the shaft there too and make it, you know, kind of brighten it up and make it look nice again. All right, take a little bit of this 120. Get rid of that little string there. Clean up that radius cut. Oh yeah, okay. That's looking pretty good. I want to try to hit just that corner right there a little bit. All right, I think we're about through right here. So we'll take it out. I'm going to find a little center, something like this that I can just chuck up into the chuck, and then we'll just run it between centers. All right, we got the center chucked up in there, and I got her indicated, so we'll just run it. We'll just run it between centers like this. Just friction drive it. I do a lot of polishing shafts at work like this. You know, our gearbox shafts. Whenever they go to put them back together, they like to have them brightened up. So we'll set them up between centers real quick like this and hit them. So we're just wanting to clean up that end right there where I had it chucked. clean it up a little bit. That's all we're doing. And I'm just going to take a little bit of Scotch-Brite, just rub the top of it there. And I think we are just about done with the lathe work. We just need to get this cleaned up right there, so we'll go over to wire wheel and hit those gear teeth. Alright, I'm going to use this wire wheel, see if we can clean that gear up some. I might have to go over to the other one and get down in there. It's more of a fine wire wheel, and this is kind of a coarse one. Not quite wanting to reach the bottom. Alright, I just need to go over to hit it on my fine wire wheel. It'll reach down in there and we'll get that cleaned up and we'll just be about finished up. Playing around with the deburr wheel there. Well, we got this one done for Uncle Tom. I'm happy with the way the powder turned out, all except for that one little end right down there where we didn't get it quite filled in on the very back. But I always have problems with it doing that whenever I'm up against a shoulder like that. It's just like the powder just doesn't want to get in there where I want it. But I think we've got a satisfactory job here. Nicely polished up, and there's still plenty of life left on them gear teeth. I posted some pictures over on Facebook, and a couple of the guys were saying that you just need to make a new one. A new one would be a fun project, definitely for like the K&T. You can set that dividing head up on an angle to cut that after you get it all machined blanked in. So Tom, I think you're ready to go. No guarantees that it won't break in half under the first few revolutions though, so no warranty with this, but it looks pretty anyway though. So thanks for sending it to me. I'm glad I got to show some more spray welding on the channel here, and I had fun doing it. So Tom, this is on its way back to you real soon, okay?